iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Hey there, everybody. It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, there's a Beat Dr. Roto draft on Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. There's 9 spots available. 3 teams already in. Myself, Jerry Bryant, very good player. Jonathan Anderson coming in. I'd love to see that. I want 9 more guys signing up. Get in there. Do your best. See if you can beat me. I kind of doubt it, but hey, stranger things have happened. All right, it's time now for by the way, where do you go? PlayFFWC.com. PlayFFWC.com. That's where you go to enter. You'll find best ball matches there, online championship, fantasy football world championship main events. You could do it online. You could do it in Vegas. You could do it anywhere. That's what I want to check out, all right? PlayFFWC.com. It is time for the Cincinnati Bengals podcast preview. Let's start with Andy Dalton, the Big Red. Andy Dalton is a big dud in my opinion, really is. There are just some weeks, and I want to read you some of these weeks. Ready? 170 yards, 4 interceptions. 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. 136 and nothing. 154, 3 touchdowns. 141, 1 touchdown. 113, 0 touchdowns. So there's 6 games he was under 200 yards. That is a complete embarrassment. Terrible. I mean, really wretched. That will lose you fantasy championships right and left. He had 1 week where he threw over 3 touchdowns. Week 4 against Cleveland. And then he had 2 weeks where he threw 3 touchdowns, but one of those weeks was week 17. So you know what? It is just not good enough. If you want Andy Dalton in a best ball league, fine. If you want him in your main event or online championship, good luck with that sucker, because this guy stinks. I mean, really, he's just not very good. He had 1 good year in 2013. He hasn't been good since. I mean, really, it's that bad. Now, you could tell me Bill Lazor's the new offensive coordinator, the offensive line's better, blah, 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 blah. I'm not buying any of it. I think this guy is a mediocre quarterback at best. Mediocre. Okay? And that's what he's giving you. He can get you to the playoffs and not win you a game. That's Andy Dalton in a nutshell. There you go. Andy Dalton in a nutshell. He can get you to the playoffs and not win a game. Boom. I do like Joe Mixon. I love Joe Mixon. I don't think we saw the best of Joe Mixon. I think everybody associated with the Bengals should have been fired last year for playing Jeremy Hill over Joe Mixon. Oh, Jeremy Hill's a starter. Really? Do you know how many games last year Joe Mixon had over 20 carries? 2. This is a guy you feed the football over and over and over and over again. He is a star, but you have to get him involved. 8, 9, 7, 11, 13, 9, 7, 3. It's not good enough. You have to get him involved in the offense. The offensive line's better, right? They have a better offensive line coach. They've got a new offensive coordinator. You got to give Joe Mixon the football. I would like him to get about 270 touches. If he gets that, he should get 1,000 yards rushing and maybe 300-400 yards receiving. He's that good. This is a 1,500 total yard kind of guy with 10 touchdowns. This is a second-round talent. The question is, are the Bengals a second-rate team? If they're a second-rate team, he's not going to get it. Well, Bill Lazor's excited to use Gio Bernard in his offense, and I like Gio Bernard. But he's probably good for maybe, I would say, 100 carries, no more than that. And he's good for about 45 receptions. That's a good player. But you got to give the ball to Joe Mixon. You bring in Gio Bernard on obvious passing downs. You bring him in 2-minute drills. You bring him in. You use him. But you give the ball to Mixon. I want Mixon touching the ball 25 touches a game. Touches. And then Bernard gets the rest. Would I draft Mixon in round 2? I wouldn't like it. I'd much rather take Mixon in round 3. but he's not going to be there too much later in round 3. Gio Bernard, I think he's going to go a little bit earlier than he should. Maybe that's round 7, 8, 9, in that range there. That's about who he is. At wide receiver, it all begins and ends with A.J. Green. This guy's a good player. He's a star. But here's the problem. Tyler Eifert is always hurt. John Ross is so important to this offense because he's got like 4.3 speed. Speed gives your team another dimension. Imagine this. John Ross is hurt. Brandon LaFell's out there. Tyler Eifert's hurt. You're the defense. Are you not double covering A.J. Green? That's why A.J. Green's numbers were so pitiful last year. And they were bad. 75 catches, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. That's not A.J. Green. We know A.J. Green for like 95 catches and 1,400 yards and 12 touchdowns. But A.J. Green couldn't get open. Firstly, Ross's presence makes it so that you have to respect his deep passing route ability. Right? You got to go after him. So a safety has to shade over to Ross. Secondly, if Tyler Eifert was just healthy, he could be in the middle. So you got to put a linebacker there. Now all of a sudden, and then if you throw the ball at Joe Mixon, you got to put somebody spying him then. A.J. Green's got one-on-one coverage. He can beat one-on-one coverage any day. Any day. One-on-one, fair. As Mr. Miyagi say, one-on-one, good. Two-on-one, not so good, Daniel-san, right? That's when Johnny kicks his butt. So I think that A.J. Green is a really good second-round pick if Tyler Eifert and John Ross are healthy. Brandon LaFell, John Ross is not really a great player, but he just needs to be out there. He just needs to be out there and available, right? He needs to be on the field. If he's on the field, it helps him, even if he doesn't catch a ball. But they've wasted picks. Tyler Boyd, wasted pick. John Ross looks like a wasted pick. They've got to do better. They've got to do better. Green is a stud, but you need more receivers. And you're wasting picks on receivers who aren't doing that much. Tyler Boyd, I thought he was going to be a better player, but he really hasn't been. He had 54 catches as a rookie, and then he dropped to 22 last year. I mean, he's just not a very good player. And he's got off-the-field issues too. So Tyler Eifert is another really top-notch player. When Tyler Eifert is healthy, back in 2015, this guy had 52 catches, 13 touchdowns. 13 touchdowns. And then he hasn't been healthy. So here's what we know about Andy Dalton. He loves throwing to the tight end. Tyler Kroft had 7 touchdowns last year. So Tyler Kroft, coming out of Rutgers, not a bad little player, had 42 catches for 7 touchdowns. One of these guys has fantasy value. I would like it to be Eifert, but I'm not taking Tyler Eifert in round 9, which I've done before. I usually like taking Eifert in round 9. I get 4 running backs, I get 4 receivers, I take Eifert in round 9. I'm cool with that strategy, but not when he's not healthy. When he's not healthy, I can't take him until round 11 or 12. I don't want to waste a 9th round pick on a guy who's only going to play 6 games. If I'm going to take Tyler Kroft, I'd rather do that in like round 13 or 14. And maybe, I don't know, I just don't really like what I'm seeing here. Randy Bullock is a terrible kicker. Terrible. I mean, this guy's, maybe he can kick it out of the end zone, but over 50 yards. And you know how many 50-yard field goals he's had since 2015? One. That's awful. I mean, really, that's awful. Maybe inside the 40 it's good, but I need a kicker who can kick 50-yard field goals. That's how you win games in the NFL, right? That's how you win games. The defense, I mean, IDP leagues, I like Preston Brown a lot. He's going to be the guy who gets a ton of tackles. I obviously love Geno Atkins. The rest of it is just not good. This is not a great team. You've got Mixon, you've got Green, and you've got to learn how to use these guys better. And I wonder whether Bill Lazor's the guy to do that. I wonder whether Bill Lazor is the guy to bring this offense together. This is a team to me that's it's just like stale bread. I want a new coach. I want new offensive guys. I want visionary plays. Andy Dalton's on his way out. I love Mixon. I love A.J. Green. Tyler Eifert's hurt. The defense is blah. This team is like 7-9, 8-8, 9-7. I mean, that's what you're getting in Cincinnati. Is that sensational? You feel good about that? I don't think I do. In fact, I know I don't. But you know what I do feel good about? ScoutFantasySports.com. I feel great about it. You go there, you find me, you find Adam Ronas, you find Sean Childs. We will answer your questions on the message board forums. I'm writing articles every day. Ronas is writing articles every day. Sean Childs is writing articles every day. Rankings, podcasts, videos. We're producing as much information as we can so you can win your fantasy football leagues. Check us out, ScoutFantasySports.com. And once again, get into our leagues. Play FFWC.com. Whether it's best ball, whether it is online championship, whether it's the fantasy football world championship, the main event, whether it's in Vegas or online, be part of what we do here at ScoutFantasySports.com. All right, but right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Back with more tomorrow. It's the Cleveland Browns tomorrow. Gotta talk Browns. This is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!